Good evening, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you are doing well wherever watching me from around the world. Please subscribe, share, and like this video. So now we have been having high drama in this country with the impeachment of the Deputy President of Kenya, Gachagua. They started well with his boss, President Ruto, when they were selling us the Kenya Kwanza, I don't know, manifesto called the Hustler Manifesto, bottom up. In fact, it was Hustler, bottom up, whereby the genesis, the cornerstone was that they are trying to uplift the small people in this country, the mama mbogas, people who sell vegetables on the streets, the hawkers, the boarders, the riders, taxi, motorbike riders, the construction workers, metalworking. But what they do not tell these people is that hustlers is poverty. So what they are telling people that once they enter into power, they are going to make themselves rich. Like the impeached Deputy President of Kenya, Gachagua, his wealth had rose by times 5. By the time he was impeached, he was worth 5 billion Kenya shillings. And before he entered, he was worth less than a billion Kenya shillings. Forget all the stories about his brother's wealth and all those short stories. And I'm sure he's even more worth than that. That is on paper. You know, leaders here in Africa, most of the presidents and their people, you know, here when we talk of presidents, we mean the deputy presidents, the prime ministers. Let's say African leaders, when they enter into power, first of all, before they get power, they use rosy language, as if you are trying to woo a woman, a girl. Then when she enters into your home, she sees the real you. She sees your bad side, your good side, and all that, isn't it? So now, the African president, once they get into power, is about amassing wealth. So our current leaders here are very rich. Their wealth is their own billions. They have big land. One person owns 100,000 acres all over the country. Well, people like us with the education, with the big degrees, we don't even have 0 acres. Yes, we have 0 acres. We own 0 acres here. Me, I own 0 acres with my degrees. Up there, they own 100,000 acres, isn't it? So the word hustle has just meant poverty. That's why I'm talking of President Martha Karua. For the young Gen Zs, Martha Karua is a politician. She has been very vocal in the Kenyan politics of multipartyism under the Moi rule. So she and other veterans of political activism, we had people like Matiba, we had people like Rubia, who cannot forget Raila Orengo, Anyona. The list is endless, and it has claimed many victims. People were killed, university students, many of them died. But we're happy we have this freedom. But you see, that's why I'm talking about President Martha Karua. She's an activist. She was a lawyer. She used to represent people during the Moi era, one-party rule. When they were jailed, she would represent them in court and they get released. Then now when we go to multipartyism, she became a minister, an MP, and then a minister for water. I remember her surviving that plane crash in Busia, my home county, where she survived. She was the minister of water. She survived that crash that claimed a minister. Imagine they did into power under the Rainbow Coalition and there was an accident, but she survived. But one minister died. Even I remember it was Tuju also something. She was in that crash. So many of them survived. Fast forward to the running mate of Raila Odinga in the last election, where they lost. It was very close. She would have made history as the first vice president to be a woman in Kenyan history. All of them have been men. President and vice president have always been men. So that's why I'm talking of President Martha Karua. I'm trying to imagine, engage me, you young Gen Zs. what if Martha Karua was the president of Kenya? And he had based it on the manifesto of the Azimio, which was the running mate to Raila Odinga. So I'm assuming President Martha Karua, first of all, these kidnappings, I don't know, police brutality will end on day one. Hutch is a human rights political activist, and he believes in sensible leadership. So I'm sure this police brutality, kidnappings of activists like Boniface Mwangi being kidnapped, all those nonsense will end. Two, I believe her being a caring person, as a mother, grandmother, should make first of all, it's called what? Medical care will be free in this country. We have this sure, just pure nonsense. So people cannot even afford. Me, with my high Professor Mahima, cannot even afford to go to these private hospitals. They're too expensive. The public hospitals, that's another story. They're in poor state. I'm sure President Martha Karua, the first thing she will do, she will take these billions that they steal and revamp all public hospitals in this country. Revamp means make them clean, repaint them, make them new. Just to quote President Trump, make them new. Revamp them, just ensure that they are up to date, they are modernized. First of all, this repair that are needed, repainting, modernizing, and then number two, should staff them. Should take the governors. I, as President Martha Karua, will staff all the hospitals and dispensaries in all counties. Here, Kenya, you have 47 counties. That's devolution, and then you have the top government, central government. Should staff the hospitals. That's one. Then number two, should give drugs to all hospitals, and then pay all these doctors, nurses very well, so that there's no doctor or nurse who goes on strike. They'll be paid well. They'll be among the best paid in Africa. Let's start there. Then tell the counties to ensure that the hospitals are clean. When it comes to cleanness of the hospitals, landscaping, keeping the hospitals looking good, sanitation, you give it to the counties. Let me tell you, you cannot go to a public hospital, Kenyatta Hospital. You go there, first of all, it's in poor state. If you go to the hospitals and you're sick, because you're going there, you are sick, your sickness will go up times 2. You cannot even enter. So you wonder if this is a hospital or this is just if this is I don't know, it's a sewage plant. You know sewage, yeah, sewage plant. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know if this is a hospital or a sewage plant. So now, if she was President Martha Karua, she would first of all ensure that there's free medical care in this country. That's one thing. Then number two, she would do free, is it free education from nursery to university? Free education from nursery to university. Many parents are suffering, they cannot even afford to pay school fees for their children because now education is too expensive. Also university education, they brought in a new funding model that has destroyed the sector. Our universities will disappear in the next 5 years. Because one, people will stop taking their children to university, then prefer take them to technical institutions, or they'll do online for humanities, or take their children to neighboring countries. So should ensure that education is free from nursery to university. And the reason is very simple. President Martha Karua will say that we need skilled manpower to work in Kenya and outside. So we won't have these stories of our young people going to do manual work, being sweepers, cleaners, cooks, earning $300 per month. You're living in Kenya, you're spending $100,000 to leave Kenya to go and earn 30,000 per month before taxation. Once they tax that money, you cannot save anything. And remember, you also have to help the people who took you there, isn't it? So that's why we are talking about President Martha Karua. Then, after free medical care, free education, she will do agriculture, give our farmers free fertilizer free fertilizer, I don't know, pesticides for 3 years free, so that they produce enough crops, food. Afterwards, we can do value addition, the industries in the counties. Each county, I'm sure President Martha Karua will call each governor, tell them to produce a product from their county, give land that can be used for value addition, may come from Busia County. So let's say you're producing cotton. Our governor has given land for cotton, for growing. A private developer comes, sets up an industry, and then there's value addition, jobs for the young Gen Zs. Number 4, President Martha Karua will ensure that the transport system in Kenya is modernized. We're in the 21st century, and people are moving around in small vans, motorcycles, because we killed the bus industry. Should call all the bus operators, tell them we are shifting to mass transportation. So we'll have commuter rail within Nairobi and neighboring counties. We'll have buses, electric buses for mass transport. And then we will integrate. We have an integrated transport, mass transport system. We have rail transport, we have the high capacity buses, electric buses, we have the taxis. Things like motorbikes will be phased out slowly, because these young men on motorbikes, boda, we call them here in Kiswahili, will be working in the industries, value addition. Not forgetting, the drainage system in Nairobi will be integrated, plus other cities, Kisumu, Eldoret, you name it, so that we save that water to be used in the homes, and also for pumping to neighboring counties, so that we can farm here all around. That's why I'm talking about President Martha Karua. That is water security, food security. And then talking of our infrastructure, I've talked about more superhighway, rail transport, and an electric train from Mombasa to Kampala, to Kigali, to Dar es Salaam. So she'll talk with our neighboring countries, the presidents, Suluhu in Tanzania, Kagame, our uncle M7, Museveni, Burundi president, so that we have an integrated rail transport that goes around East Africa, with the aim of East Africa becoming one country in the year 2020, in the year what? 2034. In the next 10 years, we want East Africa to be one federation, one country. Lastly, our police force need to be retrained, so they become more of a service than a force. There's no police officer who should be walking. They should be in cars, or on motorbikes or bicycles. These are police officers standing on the road or walking or over. And then the traffic police will be disbanded, so that we have, a body like the NTSA, they want this for road transport, that oversees road safety, with trained officers who are well paid. Not these people who just stand on the road, they're tax collectors. Yes. And just to icing on the cake, she will focus on East Africa. We have a common ID or passport. In fact, she'll start with the ID in Kenya, so that when someone is born, you get an ID. When you die, it's deleted. So these things that when you turn 18, you are running for an ID, and because you have a job somewhere, or you want to get a passport to travel, will end. You get an ID when you are born, it gets deleted when you die. It doesn't matter when you die. It gets updated when you are 18 years to capture now your features. You are an adult. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what I'm talking about President Martha Karua. She'll now move on to make East Africa be one nation in the next 10 years. So that's why I'm talking about President Martha Karua, who might have made a good president, or who may make a good president going in the future. Who might have made or who may make a good president in the future, President Martha Karua. So this is the Professor Maima Show. I want to pray for you who's watching me, that you have a long life, become rich and prosperous, not only you, your children, grandchildren, and all your generations. All your dreams become reality. That job reality, that first land reality, that first car reality, that is called what? That flat you want to build reality, that business you want to start a reality, that ranch you want to start a reality, that passport travel outside the country a reality, and that good man or woman in your life to start a family with a reality, getting children a reality. Also pray for myself I get big money to build a technological university in Africa, so that it can produce a product to be used in Africa and worldwide, to provide jobs for these young Gen Zs, train future entrepreneurs, and to earn big money for myself and the Kenyan government. Those are my prayers. Amen. If you have liked what I've said on this our video, please support our channel through the mobile mpesa down there, +254 769. I was talking about the mobile mpesa, +254 769 729 327. I'll repeat again, mobile mpesa, +254 769 729 327. And as I always say, gwaheri ya kuonana, gwaheri.